Sorry everyone who's joined looking for, a fun stream. You have me instead. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Stellaris console stream. As you can see, I'm on my own again today. Aziz was really busy, unfortunately, so he shall not be joining us. While we do that, I'm just going to create a new empire, because, I kind of messed up the last one and I wasn't happy with it. This time I'm going to be a fox, because they are cool. Mic is a little bit... I'm actually hearing myself. It's a bit too sensitive. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you guys.
Hey, as long as we don't hear breathing, I would say it's a win. I think that's the goal of all mics, to be fair.
Do you want to hear me even? Like, maybe we just turn the mic off and I just mime and,
I could just remove you completely and just have gameplay for
wow,
an hour,
we're going that way, are we?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, with a large galaxy on Iron Man mode. The rest, I don't mind. First RTS in console is Red Alert on PS1. I remember that game. I was terrible. How cold is it there? Are you freezing? I am a little bit cold. I've also not been well recently, so I'm trying to stay warm. But
Feels like the whole office has been a quarantine zone lately.
Yeah, it really has.
Or like a reverse quarantine zone, I guess.
I think the problem is people keep cycling in and out with illnesses and whatever else. It's been fun. Apocalypse, please. This Nordic summer. I'm part Asian. I'm not made for the cold weather, my dude. Yeah, Nordic summer in February, yeah. Seems legit. Auto Explorer option by default. Having to research it is, yeah. I can see it's a pet peeve for a lot of people. But then what would you do in the early parts of the game if you're not exploring? How long do you think before multiplayer is added? Do you think cross-platform will be a thing for console edition? Cross-platform as in to PC? No. Because they're different versions of the game, completely. And the whole game's been built differently to accommodate the controller. Cross-platform between PlayStation and Xbox? Not sure, to be honest. Like more and more games have started doing it, but maybe we'll look into it one day. Serious question, do you think Stellaris being on console will lead to new challenges for you guys in the community team, or do you think it will largely be the same? I think it'll largely be the same. We do have, some plans in place to try and mitigate, the potential challenges that you speak of, DJ. But no, I think, the community as a whole is pretty great, so I don't think anyone's gonna cause issues because of the PC/Xbox or console tribalism, I guess you could call it. 4X Battle Royale. Attack Mac, please. It's the big thing nowadays. I mean, real talk. Let's look at the galaxy map, right? Is it not already a kind of battle royale? So you start off in your little corner of the galaxy, right? You collect resources, you build up your arsenal, and the more you take over the galaxy, the less room there is to play in, because you're constantly taking over everyone else, right? So the battlefield gets smaller and smaller each time.
So do you know if the game will have a box ever, or is it download only?
It is digital only. I mean, there might be a box, just to kind of...
For fun,
but it's not going to be in retail stores. Yeah, it's going to be a digital download game.
I'm a huge fan of game boxes, though, until, like, the moment when they put just a note in it with, here's your code, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
and
okay.
then it becomes kind of cheap, and you're just like, well,
yeah,
okay.
It kind of lost its value for me there.
The best thing about game boxes is the manual. The manual is just a link to the wiki. I mean, to save on space, it has to be a link to the wiki. Can you imagine that as a book form?
To be fair, the worst thing I know about books in games these days, that's in board games, where they tell you in the book you get, hey, the PDF is online for the rules.
Yeah.
And that kind of hurt my feelings.
Split screen multiplayer? No, it'll be I believe online. I don't think split screen is a possibility. The hardware is limited on console, so yeah, we've not been able to like go absolutely nuts with the level of detail in some of it, but other than that, it's still Stellaris. Console strategy is a huge waste of resource, and playing on controllers plain stupid? No, not really. Brassel, it's down to preference, and a lot of people on console also have not been able to experience some of the grand strategy games that we work on and we release. So it's really down to like whether someone wants to play this or not. And that's what we're hoping. We're hoping that there's a big market out there for people who have not been able to play. But playing it on the controller is actually surprisingly good fun. Like the first time I picked up the controller for Stellaris was when I first joined the company, actually. And it surprised me when I first tried it. And now I'm sold. Like I play this at home. It's not about having like super fast instincts. It's about thinking about like thinking through your decisions. So making long-term decisions. Like for now, it's about exploring and finding out what's in your local vicinity and doing all the research, and then slowly building out from there. You know what? We're gonna colonize almost straight away, which might not be a great thing to do. It is not a great thing to do because we can't afford to. Another tradition point. You know what? Discovery chance and fail risk. And obviously minerals. Like these two, once these two are good, and at a point where you're gaining a whole bunch like monthly income, you're in a pretty decent position to kind of just keep expanding and building. Still don't have enough for a colony ship, and it makes me sad. It makes me super sad. Border expansion. Everyone is happy. Well, I'm happy. Not console specific question. Will we get a revamp of the victory conditions mechanics down the line? I have no idea down the line. Currently we're on the quality of life improvements and patches for PC. So once that's done, then we can start, you know, really discussing what's coming up in the future. But until then, I can't really tell you much, I'm afraid. Will this have modability like on PC? This is something we're looking into. There are potential systems we can use, but currently no plans on that. Hopefully we can. Like, hell, that would be really cool. But we have to make sure that the systems that we use are actually, you know, stable and solid. I love watching everything on the galaxy map and just slowly watching this empire grow. You find controller awkward for pretty much every console. I can understand that. Some people don't get on with controllers. I have a few friends who are just they just can't get on with using a controller. And mouse and keyboard is the only way they'll go. That's totally cool too.
I also find it interesting because way back, like in PlayStation 1 days, there were a lot of big strategy games on that console.
But yeah, there was.
I mean, not compared to other games, like categories, obviously. But I think since then, we've moved so far in how we design controls in games.
Yeah, so much time goes into the usability and user experience.
So I think it's better, like today I think there's a bigger chance of that working.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
And, you know, we now have controllers that have, you know, the trackpad in the middle and all the cool things. So, maybe.
More buttons.
More buttons. I can't remember what game it was, the first really kind of...
under attack.
Wow. Come on, dude. I'm trying to talk here. My task force is so weak. Well, rip me, boys. I'm just gonna hold where I am. If they want to come over to me, fine. I'll fight them. Yeah, you see, they're running away now, but they're probably just gonna destroy everything I have and leave me with nothing once again. What kind of governments can we choose from? Quite a few. The ethics you can choose a smaller number of, but then you've got the civics which those ethics define. So obviously choosing one ethic won't allow you to take a specific civic that requires another ethic, and so on. So not too bad. There's quite a few to choose from depending on what you want to play. How does the console version of the ship designer work? Let me show you, since we're almost wrapping up. Ship designer doesn't look too new right now. Let's start, let's first turn off auto-generate ship designs. Let's build a Corvette. So we have lots of cool things down here, and all of these boxes with the top right corner filled in, those mean they're tooltips. So because we obviously can't mouse over stuff, we don't have a mouse. Same as always, select your, your modular parts, all your weapons, and then we've got small slots, medium slots, maybe one of these. Relies a lot on the research you have, and the balance that you want to try and keep for those who are uninitiated is you want to keep the power just about right. You don't want too much power, because then you're just wasting money on reactors that aren't being used. At the same time, you want to obviously not go into the minus, because then your ship won't power. Pretty great little balance of how the menus work, moving around super easy, selecting each of the components, and then you have your ship built. Not too complicated. The Yeet class ship, because he eats small nuclear missiles everywhere. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you don't mind that it was a more chilled stream this time. As always, if you have any questions, throw them out on social media. Thank you for joining us. Bye bye.